Good day. I am Ronaldo Nabahas from Buenaventura Alandi National High School, STO Tayaba City. You can call me Sir Ron. Before we start with our lesson for today, did you still remember what you had learned last week?
What is an alternator? Where do we find an alternator? Why do we need an alternator? We find the alternator in the engine bay of the car. The shaft of an alternator is connected to the engine by a belt and pulley. It is important because it helps to power your vehicle when you travel. An alternator is an electrical generator that converts mechanical energy to electrical energy in the form of alternating current.
Very good! It's nice to hear that you are keeping up with your lessons. Moving on to your next activity.
Okay, given the clue which are the 4 pictures, you are going to fill out the puzzle as shown in the picture above. The crossword puzzle is categorized per word horizontally and vertically. Each word composed of pictures to describe them. So, let's go! Let's start with question number 1, which is horizontal from first 4 letters. So, it covers the following, this portion. So, at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and the answer is, that's right, you are correct, it's soul. For question number 2, it covers the next 5th and 6th letters of horizontal number 1. So, this portion. At the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and the answer is no. You are right. For the next question, here is horizontal 1, last 2 letters. So, this portion. At the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and the answer is ID. Brilliant! So, next, for question number 2, horizontal. So, it covers this portion at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Definitely, the answer is wire. So, very good. Moving on. For question number 3, horizontal, the clue is this one, or this portion. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is motor. That's right. For the next question, for vertical 1, this portion. So, at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is starter. Very good. Next, we have number 2, vertical. So, this part. Okay, number 2, vertical. 3, 2, 1, and the answer is magnetic. You are right. Okay, so that's brilliant. For the last one, we have this portion. 3, 2, 1, and the answer is field. Congratulations!
I would like to congratulate you for a job well done. Let's proceed. You can pause this video in just a minute to answer the following questions. Are you ready? You can write your answer in your notebook. How did you find the activity? Have you experienced driving a car or motorcycle or even bike ride to a public utility vehicle? What did you notice whenever they start their engine? Have you ever heard the cranking sound of a vehicle? Do you have any idea about starter motor? If so, tell something about it. I know you are excited to know more about starter motor. But before that, let me show you the objective of this lesson.
there we go. An engine has a starter motor. Starter motor is a powerful electric motor used to crank an engine. Okay? And one of the components or major components of starter motor is pinion, which meshes to the tip on a flywheel of an engine and turns the crankshaft. Now let's take a look what's inside the starter motor. From the word itself, starter motor, yes, you are right. It has a motor to provide torque to the crankshaft. The power produced by motor can be drawn from the battery. A simplified circuitry can be shown here. The power from the battery is delivered or supplied to the solenoid via ignition switch. So ignition switch here is the bridge of current from the battery to the solenoid. And again, one of the major components of starter motor is solenoid. Solenoid is defined as an electromagnet which require a small current to get energized. Alright. As the ignition switch turn on, the plunger in the solenoid moves along the coil which connects the copper terminal. This causes the motor to get energized. When the ignition switch is turned off, the plunger turns back and disconnects the circuit from the battery. The solenoid has another crucial function. It helps to slide the pinion and engage it with the flywheel before the motor starts to spin, as you can see in the video. As we can observe that the pinion is considered small compared to the flywheel. The gear ratio of the flywheel and pinion
Is generally 15:1 or 20:1.
I hope you learned and having fun from this. Let's take more about solenoid.
In this particular activity, you are going to follow the steps and procedure in making the loop wire magnetic activity. These are the materials to be used. Magnetic wire, preferably 1 to 3 mm or millimeter diameter. A metal rod. A hairpin is highly recommended. A pen. Wire. 2 pieces, 2 feet long, and 9-volt battery. Step 1. Loop the magnetic wire on the pen. Connect the negative terminal of the battery to one end side of the loop wire. Place the iron rod inside the loop wire. Next step. Switch the other end of the wire to the positive terminal of the battery.
Moving on. For this particular activity, you're going to answer the follow-up questions in your notebook. How did you find the activity? What do you observe to the soft metal rod inside the looped wire? What is the direction of the rod? Did you notice the polarity of your connections? How it affects the direction of the soft metal rod?
The compass will rotate to align with the magnetic field lines. If I reverse the current, we see that the magnetic poles will also reverse. When current flows through a wire, it creates a circular magnetic field around the wire, as we saw a moment ago. But when we wrap the wire into a coil, each wire still produces the magnetic field, except the field lines will merge together and form a larger, stronger magnetic field. We can tell which end the north and south pole will be for a solenoid coil by using the right hand grip rule. This says that if we grip our hand into a fist around the solenoid and we point our thumb in the direction of conventional current flow, that's from positive to negative, it actually flows from negative to positive, but don't worry about that for now. But if we point our thumb in the direction of conventional current flow, then the thumb points to the north end, and the current will be flowing in the direction of your fingers. So if we have current flowing in this coil from positive to negative, so from left to right, then the current is flowing through the coil towards us, and the north pole will be on the rightmost end. We can check that because the compass will face the opposite direction. Remember, opposites attract. So one compass points north for the coil's south pole, and the other points south for the coil's north pole. If we then reverse the power supply, so the current is flowing conventionally from positive to negative, so from right to left, we simply flip our right hand over. The current is now flowing away from us in the coil, and our thumb points in the direction of north. Our compass points north to the coil's south pole, and the other points south to the coil's north pole.
Let's proceed, and we're about to finish. Try to answer this. Identify the following questions. Number 1. A device used to rotate or crank an internal combustion engine. Number 2. One of the major components of starter motor which meshes to the teeth of a flywheel. Number 3. The power produced by motor can be drawn from what device? Number 4. Planck invented the right-hand rule of magnetism. Number 5. A long straight coil of wire can be used to generate a nearly uniform magnetic field.
I hope you learned new things today. And again, you may refer to your module for other activities. This has been Sir Ron, and see you all again to the next lesson. Happy learning!